What's up, everybody? Glad you decided to join me for another talk. Okay, so, man, I just got done watching the presidential debate, and let me tell you, that that had to be like the funniest debate that I've ever seen of all debates. I mean, like, this debate is more hilarious when these two guys, and I'm talking about the presidential debate. I apologize. This is more funny when these guys went at it the first time. It's almost like it looked like two old kids up there pointing the finger and blaming each other. Like, saying, oh, this is what he did. He did this right here. Oh, wait, hold on, wait. No, I didn't do that, but he did this. That wasn't me. That was, it was so funny to sit up here and watch how Donald Trump was saying things about Joe Biden, and the look on the look on Joe Biden's face. Like, if Joe Biden had a shotgun, bang, Trump wouldn't. If he had a shotgun up there on that stage, Donald Trump would not be here today. That's how pissed off Joe Biden was. Joe Biden, man, this up there, he just looks so frail. He looks so, this I don't think he can make it through another term under those conditions. I don't know his health problems. I don't know anything like that. I don't know him personally, but he does not look as sharp as a president should look. Now maybe it could be, okay, he's not sharp standing up debating. Maybe he's great behind the desk. A lot of people are, especially in their later years. But, he did not appear sharp to me at all. Donald Trump, he walked in, with that bravado, of, yeah, I have nothing to worry about. I'm gonna kick his ass and leave it at that. If you seen the way he walked in, that's how he walked in. But to just listening to President Biden, speak, that was very frustrating for me because, he did not come up with a lot of good points. Like, a lot of things he came up with, were to say, he played right into Donald Trump's hand again, as he did the first election. I don't think that he's going to get reelected again for multiple reasons. I don't think he's going to have that same support that he had his first election. The first election, he had that support because he was, let's face it, he was Barack Obama's vice president, right? Amongst, promising, other things. I don't think he's going to get it this time because, he didn't, keep his promises like he said he would. He's very frail and up there in age. So, unfortunately, a lot of times, when it comes to this type of environment, people, in that type of world, when you reach a certain age, they really don't want you there because you can't make sound and fundamental decisions. It's the same. And like I said, I don't know this guy's health history. I don't know anything like that. I don't know how sharp he is, when the cameras aren't there. But what I do know is that he was not sharp on that stage. He was not as sharp as he was in the presidential debate 4 years ago. Now some people say, oh, well, he's, getting older. Exactly. People, let's be real. People do not want a 80-year-old president. They won't say it out loud, but, that's what it is. And then I also listened to, Robert Kennedy Jr. I listened to his rebuttal on the presidential campaign with Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And apparently he wanted to be there to debate with them, but he was not there. But I'll tell you like this: just listening to Robert Kennedy Jr. speak, it's worse than listening to Joe Biden. Let me say something. I'd rather have, a woman with the most irritating voice that I've ever heard in my life, yapping at me all day about something that I don't care, than listen to Joe Biden and Robert F. Kennedy speak. Those two you just cringe for him. You sit there and it's like, ugh, it's like, man, can you just stop talking? Can you just stop talking? Don't run for president at all. Like the competency isn't there when you listen to these two speak. And me, like I said, I'm not partial to anybody. I'm not partial to the Democratic Party. I'm not partial to independent. I'm not partial to Republican. I'm just telling you what it is, what we've all seen. We've all seen this. Anyone that's looked at the presidential debate understands how painful it was to watch. And if you watch Robert F. Kennedy, that was more painful than watching Joe Biden up there. So the best candidate for me, personally, this is like one of them things where it's like, okay, the lesser of the three evils, right? Because Robert F. Kennedy, he won't change anything. I'm going to tell you that, right? He's not. You can elect him in there. He's not going to change anything. Joe Biden, he's going to continue to do what he does. Donald Trump, for the most part, what I can say with Donald Trump, what he said, he did exactly what he said he was going to do, right? More than Joe Biden, more than past presidents. I think since Bill Clinton, I think he's the only president that did exactly what he said he was going to do. Joe Biden, he said that he was going to do a lot, for the black community and all these things, and that's why in large part that a lot of black people were behind him. The Black Caucus, he had them behind him, which is a very large group. He had black women behind him, another very large voting group. You even had black men, behind this guy, because of all these promises that he made. And I think they have a bad taste in their mouth. And that's why I don't think he's going to get reelected. I think they have a bad taste in his mouth from, what he said he promised. And then when they confronted him about it, then he was like, well, the reason why this didn't happen is because I didn't win the Senate or I didn't win Congress, and, they're like, hold on. They're like, you didn't say that before. You didn't say, oh, I can only do this if we do this, if we do that. That's the only way. You promised it, right? Now, everybody knows, we understand politicians make promises all the time. We get it, right? However, when you're talking about when you make a promise to a specific group of people and you don't follow through with that promise, that's going to be an issue for them. I don't care what ethnicity it is. If you make a promise to a specific group and you don't come through with that, and they were the main reason why you are in office, you're done. You're done. But for this round, I think more people are going to go with Donald Trump because he seems the most competent. He seems, although he does have those charges, but the thing is, he's been convicted of those things, but guess what? 40 counts of whatever it is, it means nothing. Here's why it means nothing. Because they went after this guy in vain. There's no jail time associated with these crimes. See, I was convicted of 40 different crimes, right? 40 different crimes. And none of them was a jailable offense. That shows you how much these people are wasting your time and your money and your tax dollars. It pisses me off to see people out here spending all this money on things that doesn't matter. They're like, oh, saying he was, indicted. He was, we went to, make sure he can't run for office again. Look, here's the thing. You wasted your time. And the reason why you wasted your time is because if you're going after a guy, which this trial drug on for years, and you better believe this thing was millions of dollars to keep this, to convict him of these crimes. This took a lot of money, millions of dollars, when we could have been giving that to the American people. You want to convict someone just to convict them. no jail time, no consequences, no bankruptcy, no putting you on the street. It was a waste of time. It's kind of like, if I was to go out there and rob 20 banks, right? I robbed 20 banks, and then someone's, oh, we need to convict him. He don't get rob 20 banks and all that stuff. And then they finally convict me and say, hey, you know what? All right, bam. You know what I'm saying? You're convicted. You're guilty of all these banks, of robbing all these banks. And then let me go. What's the point of it? It's not a jailable offense, right? If robbing banks was not a jailable offense, why waste your time on it? It makes no sense, and this is what Americans have to deal with. They have to deal with politicians like this. But a lot of times, we fall into their foolery as well. We fall into their foolery of, hey, you know what? Yeah, he needs to be convicted. I support it. But see, you don't know how much money you're spending. Yeah, let's help this country out. Let's help that country out. Let's do this. Now, here's the thing. Anyone watching this video right now, I promise you, when you hear this, you're going to say, well, you know what? You're right, Matt. A lot of people think that we should help other countries. That's fine, right? But here's the thing. You help yourself first. You help your country first. Once you get yourself together, then you can go around helping other people. Take care of your home first. Because here's the thing. There's no way I'm going to go into to someone else and say, hey, you know what? I see you're struggling. Here's some money. Here, go take care of your home. And I have an eviction notice on mine. I have a late payment on mine. I have a high interest rate that I have to deal with. I'm, $32 trillion, $34 trillion in debt. And I'm giving away billions of dollars to someone else. Like, it makes no sense to me when it comes to that. Except if there's a hidden agenda. And that's where everything lies. The hidden agenda is the reason why people on the outside looking in do not understand why these guys are helping these other countries, Israel, Ukraine, because you get something out of it. They have business there. Their donors have business in Israel. Their donors have business in Ukraine. I'm telling you right now, America does not defend places that do not benefit them financially. They do not do it. There has to be something in it for America financially. There has to be money in it. And the problem is, the amount of money that America makes isn't the problem. It's the amount of money that they spend. There's only 100% of the pie. But over the years, people have been taking 500%, 600%, which is killing the economy. And they'll tell you straight to your face, oh, the American people love this. The American people, this is what they want, right? That's what they'll tell you to your face. But here's what I'll tell you, is that we don't want that. We don't want high prices in the food stores. We don't want high gas prices. Now, does it matter to someone like me? Probably not really. But here's the thing. I know exactly where I was born and raised, right? I understand that most people who look like me, they are living check to check, right? And it's a struggle out there. Some of them don't even make it to the next check. The check is gone in one day because people want to make idiotic decisions because they can, and because they know it won't affect them. They're going to win anyway financially. And the people at the bottom, unfortunately, carry the brunt of that. But let me offer you guys a little bit of a strong advice. If any of you out there, especially your single people, whether you have a kid or two, whether you don't have any kids, find someone, right, who's reliable, that you can move in together, right? You can move in together with that person, right? Now, what you can do by doing that, what do? You cut your bills in half. What happens when you cut your bills in half? You have 50% more money to do whatever you need to do. Now, a lot of people say, well, I want my own space. I'm going to tell you right now, the way that we're going, you're not going to have any space at all. You're going to be on the street. In about 5 or 10 years, you're going to be wishing that somebody could afford to team up with you. You're going to need three or four people by then. And it's going to be even more uncomfortable. So my advice to you all is to start now. Because house prices are shooting up at an all-time high. Food prices shooting up at an all-time high. Yeah. The only thing that I've seen that's been going steady so far are vehicle prices. But that's going to shoot back up too. Yeah. But here's what here's what we have. We have a dilemma. Who you going to vote for, right? And of course, you can keep that to yourself, or you can let me know in the comments, right? And don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way. Like, subscribe, comment. And it's a link down in below. If any of you want to join Webull, it's a link down in below. Click on the Webull account. Get yourself up to 2,500 in free stock, free money. Yeah. But yeah, that's what we need to do. You need to figure out who fits the agenda that you're trying to do in its entirety, not one thing. Because the biggest mistake that people make is choosing person over one thing. Like the Roe versus Wade, right? When they were talking about that, Roe versus Wade, pertaining to women's abortion plans and what they can do and what they can't do or whatever, right? The thing is, women would vote for that one thing, right? And everything else is nobody cares about it, but it's affecting you. Everything that we do, right? No president is going to give you everything you want. That's understood. But I would say this: do not take that 1% over the 99%. So think about who you're voting for before you vote on that one thing. Actually do your research on these presidents and then go from there. But I'm out of here. I'm sweating a little bit in my car. I had to turn my AC down because it was interfering with my volume. But it's okay. I'll sweat it out at lunch. But hey, y'all have a blessed day. And your man is out. Peace out, baby.